The views and opinions
and otherwise wisecrack remarks
in this podcast
are solely those
of our highly caffeinated hosts.
They do not represent the opinions
of Fairchild Air Force Base leadership,
the 92nd Public Affairs Office,
or the United States Air Force.
Any reference to commercial products, companies, or services does not imply federal endorsement.
You've been warned.
Boom, 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 boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Come on, here comes the ready or not.
Welcome to the Boom. I'm Staff Sergeant D.J. Ayres with my co-hosts.
Hey, Tech Sergeant Brian Bender.
And it's another edition of the Boom, Friday the 13th edition, right before Valentine's Day. As for my opinion on Valentine's Day, if you're with someone, it's a great holiday. Get together with your loved one and express your love. If you're single, it's a commercial sham.
Actually, I'm with someone and I still think it's a commercial sham.
Yeah, I'm sure his wife just really loves that. You got to do something for your significant other, regardless of how you feel about the holiday. Get them some chocolates, get them some flowers.
I'd say yes to the chocolates, but my wife actually does not like chocolates.
So you can cook for her. That's a good idea.
She knows I can't cook either.
You find one thing, or you get takeout. Takeout's from a nice restaurant that she likes.
I wish she would like sushi. Anyways.
Moving along, so President Obama addressed the nation about this ISIL issue that we got going.
Oh, let me be perfectly clear.
Basically, what he wants to do is he has a proposition for Congress for a 3-year plan to basically just bomb the crap out of ISIS and ISIL and hopefully come to a resolution by the end of the 3 years. And he does not want to put boots on the ground.
Which means air power.
Exactly. Less loss of life. I mean, I don't think they're that good enough to shoot down any aircraft as of yet. But we won't have to worry. Our other sister services, such as the Marines and the Army, won't have to worry about putting boots on the ground. I know we have Air Force members that also, go door to door and look for terrorists too. But, it is what it is. So I would expect maybe deployments to move up more. There may be more people deploying in your unit, so just be wary that might be coming up.
It may just be a coincidence that at the same time the president is announcing his 3-year plan on ISIS, that the Air Force announced that there are 17 career fields that are stressed.
We're all stressed.
We're all stressed, but these career fields in particular, which means there's a high demand for these career fields, but they're undermanned. So in order to be considered quote-unquote stressed, it's based on a number of factors. Manning, like I just said, ops tempo, and how much time airmen get at home compared to how often they're deployed. So there's actually 8 enlisted career fields and 9 officer career fields. And as I name these off, keep in mind that when it's a stressed career field, there's usually some incentive pay to go along with it to entice people to either retrain or join up in these career fields.
And not to mention, most of these career fields are the really hard ones with a huge washout rate. They're the spec ops style career fields.
Exactly. For instance, one of the high washout rates is survival, evasion, resistance, and escape, which we know the SEER school is right here on Fairchild. And we know, you get about 75 students in a class and maybe 15 of them graduate after months of training.
But that's the way we like it. We want the best of the best in these career fields.
Other career fields, again, another high washout one is pararescue or PJs, weather, airborne cryptologic language analyst, cyber warfare ops, TAC-P or Tactical Air Control Party, and they are the special operations type Air Force guys that are usually on the ground with the Army, and they set up real quick runways and get the planes.
Well, they order airstrikes. They're the liaison between the Army and the Air Force, and most of those guys, well, I think all of them are Ranger trained too, and typically they're stationed on Army bases.
Yep. Another one is a fusion analyst for the digital network. Not exactly sure what that means, but you probably have to push up your glasses for that one and be extremely technically oriented.
So basically, the smart career fields and the really physically demanding career fields seem to be the difficult ones. What is that, traffic management?
Traffic management, I'm thinking just has to deal with getting planes loaded, getting them out, moving them around. So it has to deal with, getting your resources to where they need to go.
I might have to
really
bust
quickly.
out Google to try to find out what some of these jobs are. Hey, if I'm interested, that means there's got to be other people interested in these.
And so those were just the enlisted career fields. For the officers, we have rescue pilot, recon surveillance, and electronic warfare pilot.
I wonder if that's U2's. I don't know if that's their designation.
With the reconnaissance and the surveillance,
Yeah,
probably.
or the MC-12.
Special operations pilot, remotely piloted aircraft pilot. I'm sensing a trend.
Remotely, where is that? Oh, okay.
Mobility combat systems officer, special tactics officer, combat rescue officer, air liaison officer, and just to throw it in there, contracting officer.
Huh. I've heard contracting is on the list quite a few times, even on the enlisted side. It's not, of course, in this one, maybe because they had the huge push, and those guys had a pretty good sign-on bonus or enlistment bonus or something like that, I heard, too.
So, yeah, like I said, this almost coincides with the president's 3-year plan. A lot of those pilots are going to be needed, and a lot of those various hardcore knocking down doors type jobs on the enlisted side are going to be needed. So if you want some more information, check with your recruiter. If you're already in the service, obviously check with AFPC about retraining opportunities.
And the career manager.
And the career manager as well, because like I said, with those stressed career fields, there is usually some sort of incentive pay. But hey, keep in mind, it is a lot of hard work and a lot of time away from your family.
Let's take it back here to Fairchild. It's Children's Dental Health Month here in February, and if you have children at the CDC and the elementary school, February 17th, the dental clinic will be at the Michael Anderson Elementary School talking about dental health and what it is to brush your teeth properly and floss, and educating the children on what your proper dental hygiene should be. And then on the 19th, they will be teaching the little ones a little bit about dental health at the CDC.
Also dealing with families, the Airman's Attic, which is a volunteer-ran, donate your clothing, donate your anything that you're not using so that new airmen or even airmen who are struggling to make ends meet can go to a, not really even a thrift store because they don't have to pay anything. It is free. Anyways, long story short, the Airman's Attic here on Fairchild has stopped taking donations and will actually be closing at the end of this month until further notice because they're trying to find a new space. Right now they're over at the AFRC and they're running out of room because we're donating so much stuff. So they're trying to find bigger space and a better reachable venue point for everyone to get to. So if you are planning on getting to the Airman's Attic to donate, that time is up. However, if you'd still like to be able to go there and shop, as I'm doing air quotes here,
Acquire.
If you'd like to acquire some items, you have until the end of this month to do so. A little safety note here. Now, this is, I don't want to say funny. Funny is the wrong word, but usually when a safety notice goes out in the military, it's because someone has actually done something to provoke the safety notice from going out. So here's this particular safety notice for Fairchild. The Cadam range and that area around the Cadam is off limits. Do not trespass.
And if you don't know what Cadam is, it's the gun range where you go qualify with the M16 or the M9.
So that being said, you'd think the sounds of gunshots would keep you away. Basically, it's a fairly secure and safe area, but for extra safety and extra precautions, just stay away from that area. Don't go looking for shells or looking for excitement.
I mean, it's locked up. You can't get in there anyways unless you're with, a Cadam instructor. Just stay away from there. Make it simple.
And lastly, for announcement for Fairchild, the annual awards are coming up. The very first weekend in March. Tickets are on sale now, so get in touch with your first sergeant or your supervisor if you'd like to go to the annual awards banquet. It's always a good time, good food, good fellowship, just kind of a nice evening to hang out and celebrate the achievements of your colleagues and your coworkers. So once again, if you want tickets for that, it's going to be at the Red Lion in downtown Spokane. Very nice venue. So get with your first sergeant or your supervisor and ask for some details. Now, if you'd like to go out into downtown Spokane this weekend, well, hopefully you've already made reservations because, like we said, Valentine's Day tomorrow. That being said, there are other opportunities, and we like to keep things interesting, diverse. We like to point out things that you may not have thought of before. So, that being said, Sergeant Ayres, what have you found?
Okay, so Saturday is pretty booked. If you don't have anything planned for Saturday, it may be that night, that romantic night at home for you. Go find something nice for dinner and buy some wine or do something more intimate because there's probably not going to be too much for you to do. But on Sunday, there's the 19th annual Coeur d'Alene Muzzleloading Arms and Historical Crafts Show. So if you're a history buff and this is something that maybe you'd be into, they discuss the beaver trade area from 1800 to 1840 when Lewis and Clark explored the Pacific Northwest. So there'll be several local muzzleloading clubs that'll be there on hand to share their knowledge and this amazing part of our nation's history. It's all day 9 to 5 at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds on Government Way in North Idaho. If you have any questions, you can call 208-771-1909.
Now, I've actually shot a muzzle-loaded rifle before. One of the guys I used to work with was quite the gun enthusiast, and he had a muzzle-loading rifle, and there's something about just the fizz and the pop when it shoots off, and you've got this big, long muzzle. It made me feel like Mel Gibson in The Patriot. It was pretty cool.
Or if you happen to see the Sons of Liberty series on the History Channel about our founding fathers, I thought that was really cool. Speaking of culture, we got President's Day coming up on Monday, so the 3-day weekend, hopefully for most of us on Fairchild. I can't guarantee that for everyone because some of those jobs just don't have too many days off. The Bartlett on Sprague Avenue is hosting a Spokane Poetry Slam, and apparently they do this every third Monday, and it's a pretty neat thing. They have a lot of poets that come out and show off their original work. There's costumes and props and even sometimes musical accompaniment, and audience judges are chosen at random to score the poem that they think is the best. After 2 rounds of poetry, the winner wins $50. So it's loud, it's fun, it's something cool to bring friends out and go do. It is not censored though, so I would be wary of bringing children to this. It starts at 8 p.m. It's pretty low cover, and if you want more information, you can go to SpokanePoetrySlam.org.
And I've been to a couple of slams myself, and it really isn't as highbrow or, nose up in the air as you think. It's actually down-to-earth people spitting out ideas. I mean, some of it actually sounds like people rapping. Because poetry and rhyming, and it's all the same thing. But it really is a lot of fun if you just want to get out of the house. So a real short episode of The Boom because, well, time is short for Sergeant Ayres and I.
It's getting close, guys, and we really want to know what you guys think of the show. We don't care what you post. Go post, hey, I really like the show, but I don't like this, or hey, I really like the show, and just keep on doing it. We need some sort of feedback because we want to justify keeping this program going because we love to do it, and we know whoever takes it over after us is going to love doing it too.
We see plenty of views on our YouTube page, but no comments. So give us a thumbs up, comment, say, hey, love it, keep it going. Whatever the comment may be, we just need some sort of feedback. Say something on our Facebook page, email the Public Affairs Office. Just give us some sort of feedback so that we know what we're doing right, if we need to continue the boom, if it's been a fun ride, but like all good things, they must come to an end. We just need to know and hear from you. But like we end every Boom podcast, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, get the word out, and let them all know that you listen to The Boom!